Okay, putting back together my OM606 naturally aspirated 1995 Mercedes Benz E300. I noticed smoke under the hood compartment when the engine was running, and it was coming out by the EGR tube. As you can see, over the years, and when you put the at least I have to do to put the cross tube for the intake, whatever you want to call it, the cross pipe, the bracket that the EGR sits on, I sort of have to loosen all the screws, or you only put one screw in so I can move it in and out and flex it back and forth to get that cross pipe to fit. So I imagine between my flexing that back and forth like this and 30 years of heat, you see obviously this has an issue, and that's where the smoke was coming out, a little crack right there at the base. This is the exhaust side of the EGR up pipe, or whatever you want to call it. So in the interim, I'm going to do a interim fix, and I'll show that to you here in a bit. Okay, so here we are. Here is the good end of the EGR up pipe. I just took a hacksaw and some sandpaper. It's not the cleanest job, but this is the end that goes on, or went on the intake, and that's what I'm going to continue to use it for. I'm going to take a pod filter, cheap Amazon motorcycle pod filter, and I calipered this at about 25 millimeters diameter, outer diameter, and allegedly this accepts 25 millimeters. So I'm going to slide this onto this and clamp it down, and we'll take it from there. Okay, there it is, all clamped up. Next step, I'm going to put this under the EGR valve so it can take in fresh air when it's open. I will take it from there. Okay, so here it is. Get my coolant lid back on. Sorry about that. EGR valve taking in fresh air instead of the exhaust. Now on the exhaust end, it's not pretty. I just got a piece of tin and a tin snipped it and put it in there with some Honda Bond. Yeah, I'll get a better solution for that. It seems to be keeping the smoke out for the most part, so that's good. But it definitely is not a pretty solution. I got a friend who's a CNC machinist, but I think the walls are too thin to machine that thin, so if you can form a piece of sheet metal to cap that off, that'd be the best. Maybe I'll make a product out of it and sell it, who knows. Anyway, all the vacuum lines and linkages are hooked up back to factory, and so basically my understanding is it thinks everything's hooked up, but when this valve opens, it's bringing fresh air into the intake instead of dirty exhaust air. And when I cleaned out this cross pipe and the intake manifold, it was full of carbon gunk, real bad. So hopefully that keeps it a little cleaner. Anyway, hope that helps. Next time.